Hi, my name is Fletcher. I'm the CEO of Discover, a performance hiring software. All right, today I want to talk about creating job descriptions and job advertisements from scratch. And we've talked about this in exhaustion probably, but this is a key trick to getting these things nailed. Many of you probably explored the idea or the concept of job analysis. And I think job analysis is great, but nobody takes the time to do them. So instead, I want to introduce an idea to you called start with the end in mind. So there's two big parts to starting with the end in mind. Number one is getting those measurable expectations down. What are the key KPI'S, OKR'S? How are you going to measure performance on this job? And really getting those defined in clear, smart terms. So specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. Once you've got those down, now think about this. It's pretty much impossible for you to hire somebody off the street, whether they have experience in your world or in that job, and to put them on the job day one and for them to immediately be performing and hitting those expectations. I think we all often overlook that learning curve. Now, we've all experienced it. We all know it exists. But let's face it, when we're beginning to hire, we need to set realistic expectations up front. And we also have to, again, be really smart about this, because otherwise you end up like a month into the relationship with your new hire and you're like, Jane doesn't get it. She can't do the job. She's failing left and right. And that may or may not be true if we didn't set the right expectations up front. So when I say start with the end in mind, I mean start with the training and onboarding program. I think I need to hire a customer success person. Okay, great. What do I want them to achieve? Well, I want them to grow revenue by 10% from their existing client base. I'm going to give them 100 clients to manage. And I want those clients to provide on average, a 4.5-star rating on Capterra, Trustpilot, wherever, Google, Facebook, you name it. So those are three really specific measurables. And by the way, I want those to be done over the course of a year, or I need 5 testimonials per month, whatever it may be. How am I going to get that person? They're going to show up day one, green, fresh, knows nothing about my company, our tools, our programs, our products or customers, right? So I got to get them from 0 to hero as quickly as possible. Well, there's got to be a blueprint, a roadmap for these people. And that starts by defining what activities, what goals are going to occur in weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to be that granular. So a lot of that might be training. Watch this training video on SAP or HubSpot or Salesforce, or watch these training videos about our products, or ride or job shadow with so-and-so in the accounting department and the customer service and the sales department and the production, right? So I'm going to be very specific exactly what's going to happen every single day, every single week, and there'll be a checklist of items that are going to be accomplished. And say maybe in week 2, they get to start to handle some calls on their own. And so I'm going to have some micro goals on what I want them to achieve in the first week. Same thing, week 3 or 4. And then we want to go from month to month. So month 2, we covered month 1 with those 4 weeks, month 3, and then quarter to quarter. So that's Q1, first quarter on the job, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. And then it's important at each one of these milestones, those first 4 weeks, first 3 months, and each of those first quarters, to sit down with this person and do an evaluation. Look at the training and onboarding plan that you created with that person and shared with them day one, and start checking off the items, right? And anything that's behind, or maybe there's a good reason, maybe you thought, maybe after experiencing it, you didn't know what to expect. Maybe there's something that's no longer relevant. You can give them a break. The other part of that too is I also want to be measuring their overall effectiveness, which is relative to where they're at in that journey, and their overall culture fit or core value match. Are they a good team player or not? So I'd like to use one of the tools built right into Discover, which is our talent creator. And so each time we do this, we pull out the training and onboarding roadmap and on the checklist, and we go through it. And actually, the person who is learning, they're going through it and they're reporting back like, I did this, I got that, I got this, and I'm behind on this, I'm struggling here. I hit that goal, I came up a little short over here, and then we're sitting down and also evaluating them quite simply on a simple chart. How much of a core value match are they currently, and how effective are they being? And it goes into 4 quadrants, right? So people down here in this bottom left quadrant are not a core value match, not effective. People over here are effective, but not a core value match. People up here are core value match, but not hitting effectiveness goals. And people over here are rock stars, both core value, team player, and super effective at their jobs. So I want to do this that way I can measure over time the progression and also readjust goals depending on where they're at in this plane. Why are we talking about this now? We haven't even started hiring. I haven't even posted my job ad yet, right? Why? Because it helps us identify a couple of things. One, what are those key measurable activities that I'm going to be measuring them on? So I want to share that in my job advertisement. But then I'm also going to use this to help guide and help me think about what skills, what qualities, what attributes, what experiences, what credentials, what ultimately will boil down to what are my must-have attributes, my nice-to-have attributes, my deal-breaker attributes, and then help me shift all the things that are not that important off of my list. And this becomes your candidate scorecard. Your candidate scorecard is the tool that you're using to evaluate the people throughout this hiring process to make sure that you're focused on the things that are most important when selecting somebody. And then most importantly, that guides who your ideal candidate is. So when I sit down to write my job advertisement, I want to start talking about my mission, my vision, the job itself, and I can start to write it in a way that connects to my ideal candidate, the person who has those attributes. People fight me on this all the time. It's a much easier exercise than you think. Spend the 30 minutes to map out their onboarding plan. Use that to guide your actual candidate scorecard, and ultimately to help you write job advertisements that are going to connect and land with that person who has those attributes, who's most likely to knock this job out of the park. Also, as a bonus, we have a cool training and onboarding worksheet that you can download. Link will be below. Also, we partner with this really cool company called Trainual. There's a link below to their services, which I highly recommend. And you set up this whole training and onboarding program. You can use all different kinds of media, checklists, quizzes. It's so easy to measure the success of that onboarding program and create it and iterate it and keep it all in one place. It eliminates all these Google Drives and these OneShare drives and messy documents that are all over the place. It puts the training and onboarding program into a logical, measurable, easy to evaluate and consume and reconsume type of opportunity. If this was helpful for you, please hit the like button, hit subscribe. That way you'll get more of this great content as it comes out.